Hey guys, we're gonna take a look at the event when the alarm sounds. The first thing that you have to be aware of is that you have daily patrols, everyday patrols in fact, and those stages should prove to be no issue. One thing you have to be aware of is that after each and every one of those stages you lose a character. So plan your team accordingly and put one character that you don't mind losing after this battle into your team. For example, I choose Druvis and I ditched her after this battle, and for battle 2 I did go for Liang and then I lost her, so I can't use these two characters for battle number 3. Right? You don't lose them like from your roster, they don't get deleted or something, but if I choose Druvis for stage 1 to quote-unquote get rid of her after that, that just means I can't use her for stage 2 and stage 3, so keep that in mind. After you have beaten your everyday patrols, you unlock rain emblems. That simply means right here, since you unlock 2 on day 1, you can now use An Li in the main stages. And just in case you would miss Fatutu, that she would cost 8 rain emblems, so you have to wait a few days until more everyday patrols unlock, and then you can get your hands on 2 more rain emblems, and at the end of the everyday patrols you would unlock yourself Fatutu, and she is a huge MVP in this event. Same for An Li, by the way. That is because if you look at An Li, she comes to you with her Euphoria unlocked, and that means that your entire team is now able to inflict a good plethora of debuffs to the enemy side of the field, which is very beneficial in this event, and we're gonna take a look at why that is right now. This event comes in 2 different difficulties, and yeah, we're gonna take a look at the hard one. The stages are the same though, so it doesn't really make any difference. The same rule here applies, that after stage, by the way, you have 4 stages. You see them on your screen right now, and you could do them in any order that you want, and the order matters a little bit. I'm gonna tell you why in just a second, but the same rule as for the everyday patrols apply here, that if I would beat this stage, then I would have to choose a character that I ditch, and that is again Druvis. So keep that in mind. The order here matters a little bit. It doesn't matter which stage you do first. The only thing that matters here is that before you conquer the stage that I did conquer at third, you see the stage here with number 3. Before you conquer the stage, you want to conquer this stage that I did second. You see the stage with number 2. That is the stage that you would have to do before you conquer stage 3. And that is for the simple reason that after every battle you can choose what affix you eliminate. So the next stage that you would conquer would not have that affix. For this stage 2, you can see the 2 affixes here. I could choose one of these 2, right, to eliminate. One of those is, at the start of every other round, gain a shield with max HP plus 20% for 3 rounds, or I could choose to eliminate when entering battle, summon 1 ad. After you summon that 1 ad and it dies, you would resummon it. So that means that the enemies would do that, and you want to get rid, that is the most important part here, you want to get rid of this shield effect. This one right here, you see this X, that at the end of every round they gain a shield, and you want to get rid of this affix so that it doesn't apply for subsequent stages. So this one here, stage number 2, is what you should do, like at first or second, so you get rid of this shield, and then you can conquer whatever stage you want, and those won't prove to be an issue. But again, the stage that I did second, do this also like first or second and get rid of this shield affix. That is the most important thing. Other than that, every single stage has something called bonus objective. Let's look at stage number 1 right here. The bonus objectives for that stage would be make the boss unable to act for 2 consecutive rounds. Now, in my case, I did that with Druvis III, but for each and every stage of those, you get a 5th character. For the stage number 1, the 5th character that you gain access to is Sonetto. And Sonetto has an incantation, an attack incantation. And if you upgrade this to rank 2, it becomes a debuff incantation that disarms the enemy. And this boss, if you would disarm him, he would be unable to act. And you want to do this for 2 consecutive rounds, there you go. You wouldn't necessarily need a character like Druvis to apply Petrify to the enemy to make him unable to act. But there is a very important thing about these bonus objectives, because you wouldn't need them. All they would do is, for the final boss fight, they would unlock you additional incantations. But these incantations are not very good to begin with, because they would just grant you benefits that your team should already have anyways. For example, since I beat this stage number 1 here, and I did the bonus objective. Now, if I would beat the other 3 stages and unlock this boss battle, then for this boss battle I could unlock a special incantation that would apply a plethora of debuffs to the enemy boss, right? Sure, that is not bad, that is exactly what we need in these fights, but my team already does that anyways, so this incantation proves to be useless, and this is the case for every single one of these incantations that you would unlock by completing these bonus objectives, so you can completely ignore them if you want. They do not prove to be of much benefit for you anyway, so if they become too much of a headache, just skip over them. So for all of these battles, what is really important, the only thing that is in fact really important, is that you apply debuffs to the enemy team with an Unli, for example, enter Euphoria unlocked. Fatutu applies the debuff. The character 6 is also what I would highly recommend, because he also, not only does he apply debuffs to the enemy team, but he also cleanses debuffs from your team. And that is also something really important that you definitely need to do. You need to cleanse debuffs from your team, because every single fight of those, the enemies will apply a lot of debuffs to you, and you have to be able to cleanse them. That is why characters like 6 and Fatutu are highly recommended, because they do exactly that. They do both. They apply debuffs and they cleanse debuffs from your team, and that's why those 2 characters are very good for this kind of content right here. And that's really all about there is to say about this mode, right? Remember, if you conquer this, especially on hard mode, do this stage right here at the very beginning or like second, and get rid of this shield effect. That is really the only thing that hurt here. And you have always, of course, you have to always focus the main target, always focus the main boss. Don't focus any of the ads or anything like that. And that's about it. Apply debuffs, dispel debuffs, and yeah, they do a whole lot of damage. The enemies here do a whole lot of damage. Bring survivability. Fatutu and Mrs. Bubble took care of that for me. And yeah, Fatutu cleanses, Fatutu heals. 6 cleanses, he applies debuffs to the enemy team. Lucy is my main DPS. And that's like really all you need. We can take a look at the bonus objectives from the other stages as well real quick, because there are some notes to take. For example, here in the stage number 2, the bonus objective says let the enemy successfully summon obfuscated testimony. That's an ad, obviously. And so you will face a boss, and she will use her ultimate. 2 rounds after she used her ultimate, she will summon this ad. So you have to wait, you have to stall, you have to make sure that you don't completely obliterate her and kill her before she summoned this ad. as well. If she uses her ultimate, she will grant a shield, and if you would destroy this shield, then she would get stunned and she wouldn't summon that ad. So leave her alone, right? Let her cast her ultimate, then wait for 2 rounds, let her summon the ad, and while you wait, you get ready. You rank your incantations up to rank 2 and rank 3. You make sure you have the correct setup ready, and when she spawns this ad, then you go and obliterate everything. You do as much damage as possible, because if you don't kill these ads like in turn 1 or turn 2, they will deal way too much damage and obliterate your team. So you have to kill them before they kill you, and you have to be ready for the turn that she actually spawns these ads. For stage number 3, you will have a special incantation in your hand right from the beginning of this battle, and you have to keep that incantation in your hand and make sure that the boss gets to very low HP so that you could kill him in 1 or 2 turns. If you use this incantation, you enter the Meditator's realm status, which that's what the bonus objective says. You have to kill him. You have to win the fight while in the Meditator's realm status, and if you use this incantation, the special incantation in your hand, you enter that status. The problem is that once you use this incantation, the next round the boss becomes immune for 1 turn, so you cannot kill him immediately. You have to wait 1 turn, and then you have 2 turns time to kill the boss to fulfill the bonus objective. That's about that. Stage number 4's bonus objective says win the fight while the enemy's final form is the Rumored Lady. That is Anionala. You will face her as a boss, and she will switch statuses between 2 different normal status, the Rumored Lady, and a beast status, whatever it's called. So you have to kill her while she is in status 2. She constantly switches between these 3, and you simply have to kill her while she is in that Rumored Lady status. You will immediately realize and see what status is meant, and simply kill her when she is in that status, and that's all about it. I hope that was informative and fun. If you like Reverse1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate that. But until next time, take care of yourselves, have a great day, and we love this game.